Hi, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure that you subscribe, like, do the whole thing. Today we are drinking coffee, we are getting ready, and we're gonna talk about finding our purpose and chasing our dreams. Okay, let's get into it. Your girl is motivated to be consistent on YouTube and no excuses, whether I'm in school, working 8 jobs. No excuses. I started reading this book called Dream Big by Bob Goff. So life-changing. In the course of this book, I have quit a job, I got a new job. So I thought that we would talk about chasing our dreams, what it means to go after those things. Maybe me telling you my story, it would inspire you to chase your dreams a little blindly and just say screw it. Y'all ready for story time? Tuesday, I complete real estate school. Friday is my last day at my corporate job. Monday, I will only have 1 job, 0 school. I need to somehow film, also do my face. Low-key difficult. A few months ago, I did not get the coaching position for Grand Canyon. I said, okay, God, that wasn't your plan for me. Cool, respect it. Kind of bummed, ego's kind of hurt, but super happy for my best friend and respect it for sure. I was like, okay, this is what God wants for you. Coach of the high school, things are gonna be so easy. You can work your 9 to 5 and continue to make, the money we talked about. I always like to look at the bright side of things, but I'd be lying if I said that inside there was a part of me that was disappointed or maybe felt rejected or not good enough, etc. There was a part of me that was like, wow, that really was a dream of yours. I think when you're applying for jobs, it's a really vulnerable place to put yourself in. When you're going for it, you're like, oh, I'll be okay if I don't get it. And then you don't get it and you're like, okay, that's really humbling. I didn't get it. It was a moment of I was gonna settle. And I'm not saying that keeping my high school job was settling. I'm more so saying that keeping my corporate job was settling. I was very okay with, okay, I'm just gonna make money. I think that's so not me. I remember when I was a little girl, all I wanted to be was a cheer coach. All I wanted to do was open up a gym. Sometimes a salary, especially a decent one, can trick you into thinking that you're happy. Absolutely, you should be proud of having a career. And some people, that's for them. But for me, I think that was for other people's validation. This time is probably the most blind I have ever jumped from quitting something and just being I don't really know what's next. When I got the job with GCU, I quit my high school job. It was God doing his work in my life and saying, you thought you wanted a corporate career and you are absolutely capable of that, but that's not for you. Monica Aldama says it best. She could have been a lot of things besides a cheer coach, and that's what God called her to do. Look at the lives she's touched. I want to tell you why I felt so confident in a decision that I probably shouldn't have been all that confident in. I told my fiance I just have this gut feeling and I know that God's on my side and I just know it'll work out. And he was like, why? What? I was like, okay, great, but what makes you think that that's gonna work? When I was a little girl, Justin was my coach and he was like, you need to go to college, you're gonna get a scholarship, you're gonna do all these things, honey. I was like, yeah, I am. At 17, when I graduated high school, I was like, hey dad, I want to go to Alabama. There's this school called Shelton State. I was like, no. I was really immature, low-key still am. I said, dang it, that sucks. Fine, I'll move to LA with my sister. I moved to Hollywood. I was poor for 2 years. It was absolutely awful. I was working 3 jobs, doing everything you could possibly do in the cheer world, but making $0. You know what I'm saying? If you were a staffer or in college, you know what I'm talking about. We didn't make anything. Parents were kind of like, what the heck are you doing with your life? I did 1 year out of high school and all my friends were like, we're going to Navarro. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw them have this amazing experience and I was so sad, jealous, literally depressed. I gained so much weight that year, could hardly afford a freaking 99-cent store. I was like, I need to go to that school. So I asked my parents again. Now I was 19 and I could do what I want. I was like, do you think I should go to college? So while I was at Worlds, my dad called me and he bought my ticket to Alabama and was like, go try out. I flew to Bama. I was like, I love this place. She was like, yeah, I'll give you a job. I had no idea whether or not leaving Hollywood, California would be a great idea to move to Tuscaloosa, Alabama for a junior college to cheer for a very hard team. It was the best experience of my life to date. Really put me on the right path for the rest of my life. And then fast forward my senior year of college, I am in a relationship. Don't want to say it was a bad relationship. Clearly not my person. Sometimes it just doesn't work. I was gonna live this whole life, God knew, and I knew it's not gonna work. I had so many plans. I had a gut feeling that I needed to go and do whatever Ashley wanted to do without the pressure of anyone else. But my God, it was awful. It was so hard. So hard, so hard, so hard. Got a job in Arizona and I was scared out of my mind. I was like, what the hell are you doing? When I was driving away, I was bawling my eyes out, and it wasn't because of, you know, that relationship. It was just because I had all of these plans. Like, I almost didn't trust myself. I got to Arizona. Within months, I met my soon-to-be husband. Went to open gyms at GCU and I fell in love with them as a program in general, and now look, fast forward, I'm coaching them. My high school team was the best team I had ever worked with. I had never had parents that were so supportive, and then on top of that, the girls were just, love them. I just think back to all those moments where I was scared, I was doubting myself, I was asking God, are you sure? And I've been right so far, you know? God has truly guided my heart. I wanted to tell you, especially if you're younger, it's on your heart to make a big jump. This is your sign to do it. Sometimes you just gotta trust yourself, and if you know in your gut, in your prayers with Jesus, that you should go and do something, like, go do it. You can always come back. You can always fail, you can always do all of those things, but you can't always try for what you want. So I'm gonna finish up my makeup and then I'm gonna come back and wrap this up with you guys. See you in a second. Okay, I have my makeup on. I really just needed to put a little lippy on, little mascara on. This is your time to go where you are called and listen to God. If you don't have time, make time. Guarantee you can find it. I remember I was sitting on the steps of someone's house, I'm not gonna name who, and he was like, what do you want to do with your life? Oh, I'm going to school for marketing. And he was like, no, but what do you love to do? And I was like, oh, well, cheerleading and coaching. I really love coaching. And he was like, you should do that. And I remember being a sophomore in college and just thinking, well, yeah, but like they don't make a lot of money. I literally said I would, but like I want to make sure that I can take care of myself. And he was like, when you chase your purpose, God takes care of the rest. That stayed in my heart for so long. And I feel like when I got the call to coach GCU, all I could hear was that playing in my head. That's what you should do. Go after whatever it is that you love. Do it. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.